Enlist in the army. It
Perhaps
gets
I am a
good.
true
I'm not gonna
artist,
spoil.
or
Okay.
simply an amateur who
I hope he
defaces
becomes
canvases in
evil
my
at some
spare
point.
time.
I'm
My
gonna help you
goddess is a
with
patron
it.
of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others.
And what are you doing here and not on the mending tent all the way over there?
I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
Yeah. You wanted to discuss something with me, right?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
Okay. I gotta go.
You must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years, but you've given us a chance at victory.
Oh god, I'm so gonna fail these people. Okay. We gotta talk to... Who we have to talk to? We have to talk to... Where is, Here. Here. We were meant to be talking with my Mr... where is everyone? Blacksmith? Who are you? Oh, just an ordinary blacksmith. Hello. Haven't seen you there. Ooh, what is this? Ho ho ho. Masterwork spiked light shield. Seems beautiful. Oh, he's already in my party? Funny. I see you. It's a short bow, though. Okay. Alright. Selling all these things. Garbage, garbage. No, it has a full name. I only need 2 of those. Light hammer. Spears. I need those. Don't need you, nor you, nor you. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh. Nope. And nope. Mm, mm. There you go. And after this, we're good to go. Okay. I need to talk... Wait, there's a mysterious elf here now? Who are you? Damn it. You again, soldier? Did we have a quest for that? I am confused. I saw you talking to the girl hiding her face. Wait! Elf? Girl? Is that Kalissa? Who was she and what did you want? Don't know, Commander. She never introduced herself, but I bet she's not part of our army. I know all our soldiers by name and sight. She was looking for some elf volunteer. Wanted to know which tent he was sleeping in. Oh, she's looking for that other dude. First I thought she was a messenger for Mendev. She definitely wasn't one of us. But now I see how it looks mighty shifty. She was some sort of spy. Uh-huh, I believe you. What do you think of my new powers? You mean what you did back there? I have a few ideas. You could send her to Pitak's underground arena to fight. Give you a scary name like Swift Sting or something like that. Give you a great cover story. Enemies burn down your house, you're avenging your dead family. The public eats off that stuff up. You wear a shiny, eye-catching outfit, or a black one if you like black better. Well, I do. We'll split the prize money 60-40. 60 for me, of course. Isn't he funny? I would never. You know, arranging fights isn't easy. Those people are tough. I'll be taking more risk than you. Who does he think he's fooling? And after we get set up in Pitax, we'll tour different cities, make some real money. What? You don't like the sound of it? Do you have any other suggestions? I got one more. Have you heard of Razmiran? It's some land in the River Kingdoms ruled by King Razmir. A friend of mine used to live in Razmiran. He got out of there as fast as he could. Long story short, this king of theirs is a god. Keeps his people under his heel. They're all terrified of what he might do. Sits on his throne wearing some white mask, giving power to anyone. White mask? Come and take power from me, he says, so long as you believe in me. I wonder, the only people I know that were using a white mask were the strange people? The question and answer people? Probably nothing to do with what he's saying. I mean, who knows? But that friend of mine, the one who fled, has a half-sister on his old man's side who's a cook in the castle. And a washerwoman who's the cook plays cards with the evenings told her a juicy rumor. Word is, Razmid isn't a real god at all, and he's got no powers. So here's my point. You do have powers, pretty scary ones too. You'll find some shabby little kingdom, I'll start some rumors, you'll show off a few tricks to wow the locals, and that's it. We'll make you a deity. But first, I want you to put it in writing that I'll be your chief advisor. Oh, of course. Not doing anything just on a nod. I've been there. People promise you mountains of gold, and then when it comes to it, they're all get lost, or I'll set the dogs on you. Like you want to do with me? Do you like the idea? It's a great idea. We'll get to work on it as soon as we get out of this mess. I'm gonna make you such a legend. You'll love it. A survival in Canabres becomes a goddess. We'll make you a cult that will put Iomedes to shame. In the meantime, you can think about what you want on your coins and my insurance. Don't forget to write a declaration making me your chief advisor. Yeah. Wait, I have more loot? Where did all this extra loot come from? Like, there's more loot everywhere. I just looked everywhere, and now I have to re-loot everything again? Gosh darn it. There you are. I've been waiting. As you see, I too have joined the crusade. Doing what exactly? I don't know how to swing the sword, but war is costly, and I have money. Besides, my intellect and business sense may prove useful even on the battlefield. Yeah, Horgilbrand. Exactly. Besides, I believe I owe you an apology. He's apologizing? That's new. The way I behaved was rude, ill-mannered. You're an honest and honorable person. You have clawed your way up from the bottom of society to the title of Knight Commander. You just want to be friends with us because we are important now. And you are friends with the Queen herself. See? Such persistence deserves respect. Borgut tilts his head in a brief acknowledgement of your merits. Please allow me to give you this magic amulet from my humble personal treasury to mark our future cooperation. Right. Why have you decided to support the Crusades now? With all due respect, it is none of your business. I have my reasons. Perhaps I felt a rush of patriotism when Canabris was destroyed. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, why would you think I never supported the Crusades? Perhaps I simply don't like to brag about my donations. Ostentatious charity only attracts beggars. I'd wager that Irabath has no idea whose money she's spending on drinks and supplies. Hmm. Can you tell me about Count? The nobles should be acquainted with each other, shouldn't they? He's a brilliant young man with a brilliant pedigree, and that story of his, the nobility is the glue that keeps your society all together. I suppose that is why demons so often choose their estates as primary targets. You would notice the demons' bloody max massacres if they only slaughtered poor country folk. There. The Arendelle family shared the tragic plight of the Worms. Along with many other members of the nobility, they fell victim to a treacherous attack during a major celebration taking place at their family estate. Hadn't received an invitation that was slightly insulted by the snub, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. God saved me from a terrible fate. All the guests died that day from a magical demonic disease. That's very interesting indeed. Like, he and the Count have the exact same stories. That is not a coincidence. There is no such thing as coincidence in this game. I wonder if I discover what happened to the Count. If I can discover what happened to to Gurm himself. I sympathize with the Count deeply. He has endured so much, and it's no wonder he keeps himself aloof from me. Huh. I think this is due to the fact that Horgus Worm's fate so resemble his own, and we both have to relive those horrible memories whenever we see each other. I don't think so. No. So we know all of this already. Huh. There's Camellia. There's Grandma again. Oh, I see Yana. Just saw someone with a 52 strength mutagen warrior. That's pretty much Amiri. Elan, Yana, and Curl. They are finally here. I see Sila over there. We can discuss.
So,
Oh,
what do you reckon about everything that's come crashing down on us? All the responsibility, command, this new power?
it's a little overwhelming, to be honest.
Don't be sad. Look at me. I'm sitting here worrying over my troubles, but you have it much worse than all of us put together. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey Garrison. Were we really chosen? By Iomade herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me.
Dealing 355 damage a hit? Ooh. And with rage? Can you imagine this warrior with rage? Just like pop, 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 like playing. Probably using a double-handed weapon, right? Unfair difficulty? That makes
Somehow,
sense.
it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here, in this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
Interesting. Her conversation was, I mean,
Trail me.
Oh, I hate how there's more loot everywhere now. I'm gonna have to keep actively looking for loot. Because that's who I am. I see some recruits. I wonder if I can find a queen? She's hidden now, isn't she? Oh, I need to talk to this guy. Commander, let me personally congratulate you on your new title and thank you for your time in advance. I'm Lear Hawkblade, an Inquisitor of the Church of Yomade, the Bringer of Light. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, young Count Darren Erendey. What brings you here? I ask you to assist the Church of Yomade in an investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps I will explain why I'm calling upon you. I suppose that you have already heard about Count Erendey's story. Refer to the tragedy of the Heaven's Edge estate? Yes, I know. You're going to investigate this old case again, aren't you? Yes, I am. I have several questions to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened at the estate and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that carried its spirit of old Mendev before the World Wound. And yet, on that day, it turned into a labyrinth house of horrors, like something only seen in our nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I wanted to tell you about my suspicions. Everything about the incident seemed odd. Why was the only person left alive a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic? Why did nobody send to Canabris for help, even though the agony spawned many hours? We found the demons dead, with their heads cut off. Tell me more. When we got into this state, how were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present at the state? Who were said to be immune to any disease? If the demons had found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defenses, why has this never been repeated since the tragedy at Heaven's Edge? Okay. I'm gonna say something that I have like only 1% of assuredness. Is it the chopped heads started appearing after I rested only, and after I met Darren only, and every time I rested there were dead people around me without their heads. Does it have to do with it? Like, I just find it interesting. Because it kind of... Coast Chat told me that I will find out. Yeah, I don't know what their heads are for either. Okay. It's just a thought. But it... I don't know, I have the feeling that... Chinese food, please. I want it! Oh gosh. You're the only person who can help me there. Help me here, Commander. Because the only living witness of those events is currently serving in your army. Your army's route will take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout all these years, and only the Count has the power to break that seal. He is unlikely to invite any Inquisitor inside, and in any case, he won't like me sniffing around his family seat. But if you, his commander, express you wish to visit the state, he will be obliged to fulfill it, and I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and myriad loopholes in human lives that the forces of evil can use to their advantage. I'm not sure which one of those led the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid, the kind Crusaders face every day. That incident involved a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I'm asking for your help. We cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. So you've been there several times. What do you expect to find it now? I was young and inexperienced Inquisitor when I first visited Heaven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I have paid dearly for that. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gathering information about people and events. Almost all of them required me to be physically present in the place where the event in question happened. That is why I must return there. Why can't you just search the state yourself without involving me? The state is abandoned and sealed with powerful containment enchantments that only the Count himself can lift. Oh, this is not the main reason, however. The main reason is that Count Aronday is not officially under investigation by the Inquisition, so I couldn't just break into his house even if I found a way to bypass the spells. This is a serious matter. A matter that threatens the reputation of the entire Church of Yomadei, and my own organization in particular. We made more than enough unforgivable mistakes during the Third Crusade and are still dealing with their consequences. Your presence will give me my investigation the necessary legitimacy, Commander. But there is more. In addition to getting official permission, I'd also like to bring an independent third-party investigator to the case. Someone independent, but well-respected. And you fit in this role perfectly. Did you question him yourself? I did, but the Count insisted he couldn't remember anything about the incident due to severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning when they appeared at the celebration to announce the onset of the plague and mock their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess Silaena. That was all he would tell me. You have found the young Count sleeping like a log in the floor in one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family's wine cellar all by himself. There's no reason to disbelieve him on the matter. Did you tell him that you killed the guy? No, I didn't. It didn't show up yet. It just didn't show up. So you suspect that Darren is hiding something? That he is to blame for the tragedy? I deliberately refuse to entertain any theories or suspicions so that it doesn't affect the investigation. There is a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Aronday wasn't suffering from demonic possession, the most common malaise in our country at the time. Prelate Huron himself examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he didn't sense anything awry with him. So, your friend? I am sorry to say he mysteriously passed away during the invasion in Canabris, you know? I don't know what happened to him. He just poofed, exploded. I'll help you. What do you need me to do? Thank you, Commander. Now I ask you to speak to the Count and tell him that you wish to see Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it's time to travel to the state. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You will have to follow me, observing my action as an independent witness. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me. I will remain here for a while. Right. Any more about yourself? I'm orphan by birth, but I have lived in Mendev for most of my life, dedicating myself to the service of the Inheritor. My warrior brethren mostly worships Gorham. Nice. But I've never been eager to fight for the sake of battle alone. I was a good fighter in my early youth and could easily best most of my peers, but I didn't enjoy showing off my skills. Victory is bland on its own. Purpose adds flavor to war. I can say that I have always been a faithful sword of Yomade. Back in my mercenary days, fate brought me to the borders of Mendev, where I spent quite a long time amongst the Crusaders, fighting shoulder to shoulder with my righteous comrades in arms, and watching demons commit their atrocities eventually led me to something I had been seeking my whole life: purpose and faith. That is how I found my calling. Even though it may be hard at times, I've never regretted my decision. Are you one of the Prelate Hearn's followers, by any chance? Yes, of course. What's your opinion on his atrocities? Usually people reveal such things about themselves only to their confessor, not to some curious stranger. Still, I did ask for your help, and that imposes certain obligations upon me. Let me put it like this. I spent enough years by Prelate Horan's side to learn how to keep him from going over the line. Well, you weren't there. He was an extraordinary man, the vengeful sword of our goddess in human form. He was fighting in the vanguard, fearlessly talking down demons, exposing the cultist plots all by himself. He had served the Inquisition twice as long as I have, and eventually his own paranoia and monumental sense of responsibility eroded his mind. May Yomade guard his soul. So telling him I killed him. Oh, I can't. I can't. What? I can't tell him that I killed a guy? Okay, excuse me. Whoops. Please tell me I saved in the right part. Please tell me I saved in the right part. I did. Okay, I need to know how this is gonna go, okay? Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Blah blah blah. Okay. Are you aware that it was I who killed him? Letter's face proclaims his astonishment. No, I wasn't aware. Why are you revealing this to an Inquisitor, and so calmly? That's a surprisingly bold move. How did it happen? Just thought the world would be a better place without him. Ah. I wanted to protect the priest of Desna. He was deemed a traitor and threatened with execution. I will have to confirm your testimony when I finish investigating the Count's case. But knowing that Reverend Huron and his attitude towards the Desnans all too well, I also know that it is true. This news is hard to accept. Why did I leave Canabris right when everyone needed me the most? Perhaps I could have protected the people and prevented my brethren from making fatal mistakes that led to such an ignominious end. I think I'm gonna keep up with this. Yeah. I think I'm gonna keep up with this. Let's see. Maybe this in the future, if Leader follow the same steps as Horam, then I can convince him not to, because I'm like, dude, you are as much as paranoid as anyone else. Maybe he, I don't know, maybe down the road he decides to kill my cleric, my oracle. Maybe he decides to kill the count or something. And then I can just use the I kill Horun and be like, I'll kill you too. You know, that's fine by me. But just don't be paranoid.